Hey guys, MKBHD here, back with another video review, and today we have the Acoustics CA5402 6-piece speaker system. This is a high wattage premium speaker system with 5.1 channel surround sound that comes with a couple of awesome accessories that you might want to also check out. These speakers retail for around and about $60, which is going to put them in that range where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Taking a little closer look at the system here, you can see that there are 5 satellite speakers and 1 subwoofer, and all the satellite speakers are identical, so you can place them wherever you want without worrying about which one's which, and they all have the same 1-inch driver in the middle. You can see when you buy the speaker system, you're not only going to get the speakers themselves, but on the left here you can see I have what's called the control pod, which I'll get into a little bit later, which allows for volume adjustment and things like that. And you're also going to get an MP3 Cradle to hold your MP3 player. Say if you have something like a Zune HD or an iPod, you can easily put it in here and connect it via an included audio cable. Quite simply put, the Acoustics system is an elegant and good-looking and very simple 5.1 channel surround sound system that'll probably fit in your budget if you're looking for a home media center PC, some speakers to go with that. Taking a look at the included control pod, you'll get a mute switch, headphone out, auxiliary in, a bass volume control, and on the top a master volume that switches from left to right and actually glows when the speaker system itself is on. One thing I didn't like about this control pod is that it was a little bit light and could move around on your desk in the slightest movements. The satellites themselves are magnetically shielded, and as you can see here, they are all the same identical driver, which is a 1-inch, which will give you really nice highs, but the mids might be a little bit washed out. Now, it's not to say these speakers won't be good for music. As a matter of fact, they are really good with the highs, and they are really good with the subwoofer, which gives a lot of kick. Now, taking a look at the form factor of the speakers themselves here, you can see that the center channel speaker, which is only one of, is actually a nice thin form factor. You can put it underneath a monitor or behind something if you don't want it in sight. It's really small enough that it won't make a big difference on your desk. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the 4 other satellite speakers I told you about are actually identical, and they also have a nice, relatively thin form factor for what they're doing. They have a nice 1-inch driver, and they can also be placed on your desk pretty much anywhere you want, as they're pretty thin, so you can put it to the left and to the right of 2 monitors or a single monitor, and you can put the other ones behind you, and they'll really be out of sight no matter what you want to do with them. Overall, I gotta say the form factor is definitely my favorite thing about these speakers. Alright, now we've arrived at the main attraction, which I think is the most important and most impressive part of the speaker system, and that's the subwoofer, which is 9.25 inches tall, 6.25 inches wide, and 7.5 inches deep, and produces some really rich, deep bass, and I'm really impressed with the speaker system's subwoofer. Now, I would have loved to play some music for you guys to demonstrate this, but unfortunately it would really just be a test of your own speakers, YouTube's compression, my video editor, and YouTube's copyright finding, so I'm not really going to get into that. Either way, looking at the back of this subwoofer, you're going to get all your included cables, but taking a look at the ins and outs, you have your input for the front, rear, and center channel speakers, and as we scroll down a little bit here, you'll see the connection to the control pod, which plugs in. Then you get all your outputs to all your different speakers, which all plug into the subwoofer, and of course your power switch. Also, when we zoom out here, you'll see this high-quality subwoofer also has a humongous air hole, and that's where you're going to get your kick. It works best if you put it up against a wall, so if you have it on your floor, put it up close to a wall so that you can really feel the bass. One last thing that's worth noting about these Acoustics speakers, and also a large number of other Acoustics speakers, they tend to do this, is they include an MP3 cable, an MP3 Cradle, so you can actually go ahead and plug in your Zune HD, or if you have an iPod or iPhone, you can use that too. And this is actually what I use to test the highs, mids, and lows of these speakers. Overall, just to wrap it all up, I really like these speakers. If I had to give them a rating from 1 to 10, I would give them a 7.5. Typically speaking, the frequency response of these speakers and any speaker system with a subwoofer is much accentuated on the low end and on the very high end, so you're not going to get the best mids. But if you trust me on this, the highs are very crisp from 5 satellite speakers, and these are going to be absolutely excellent for listening to music if that's all you do with your speakers. So this has been MKBHD with a video review of the Acoustics 5.1 channel surround sound system. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.